Hello, my name is Franklynn and I am a Behavior, Cognition, and Neuroscience student at the University of Windsor. Today I'll be talking to you about how to make a vegetarian meal that even meat lovers will like. Now, I have a lot of experience with this because I live in a vegetarian family, yet I have lots of friends who eat meat. So I'm often trying to please both people. Now today I'm making chili. So instead of using beef, we're using a meat substitute. So I get this brand. These are pretty easy to find and any grocery store will have them. There's lots of different kinds of meat substitute. This one in particular is made out of soy. Has a really good source of iron and protein, so everything that meat has, plus a lot of other vitamins like thiamine, niacin, vitamin B, lots of things that vegetables would have as well. So very healthy. I used about half a package of this. Now I've already started to heat things up. I have the temperature at about medium. I added a little bit of water to make sure that the meat substitute doesn't burn. So I heated that up first for just 2 minutes. Then I added some zucchini and some green peppers. Now because those vegetables are harder, you want to add the hardest vegetables first so that they cook longer. So add any vegetables you like carrots for example would be another harder vegetable that you would want to add first before the softer vegetables. And then let those soften up for a couple minutes. Then add your softer vegetables. In my case I used mushrooms, which I would highly recommend if you're feeding people who like meat because mushrooms have that savory taste called umami that meat also has. So a lot of people will eat this dish and say, oh, there's meat in this, and they won't really notice that it's completely vegetarian. So heat these up. These have been going for 5 minutes. You don't want your vegetables to get too soggy because it's nice if you have a bit of a crunch because we'll be adding beans and the meat substitute is also fairly soft, so the crunch is a nice contrast. Also, the vegetables keep more of their nutrients and flavor if you don't cook them too long. So these are cooking quite nicely. You can check them with your spatula to make sure that they're the consistency that you like. And then when you're ready, you can add your beans. Now use beans that you like. Any kind of beans will work in this dish. I bought this medley of beans which has chickpeas, very good in chili, kidney beans, black-eyed peas, so any kind of peas also work in this, white kidney beans, red kidney beans, and lima beans. So any kind of bean you like. You could also get something like this, which is just a plain white bean in a tomato sauce. So this kind of comes with a pre-made sauce, and that's very convenient. So we're going to put these in. You're really just heating the beans up because if you get them out of a can, then they're already cooked. You can of course get raw beans and cook them yourself beforehand. So mix them in there. If you found that anything was burning, add some water. So mix it around and leave it for another minute or so. Meanwhile, you can add some tomatoes. Now you can either buy a tomato and dice it up, or you can be very convenient and buy them pre-diced in a can. Now this was really cheap. It was $1 for all of this. And if you're concerned about how much time it might take you to cook vegetarian meals because you have to chop up a bunch of vegetables, this kind of thing really helps when you're in a hurry. So I found this very convenient. It keeps very well in the fridge. You can add these to lots of different dishes. So I'm going to add a few spoonfuls of the tomatoes. And they're very sloppy, so it helps to add to that tomato paste. And mix them in. You're really just heating them up again because they're already cooked. Or they're not cooked. They don't need to be very cooked because they're tomatoes. They're very soft. And some chili powder if you like. So, add as much spice as you prefer in your chili. And same with the vegetables. Add the kind of vegetables that you like. Try different things. You never know. A lot of people think they won't like something, and then they do once it's cooked and in a nice dish all together. And then, yeah, a few more minutes heating it up, making sure everything's nice and warmed up. And if you like, you can add some tomato sauce. So this is just some traditional tomato sauce. You can get sauces with other vegetables or with spices. Some people like to add mustard to chili. It gives it kind of a kick. But if you want a sweeter chili, you can add a spoonful of brown sugar or some ketchup if you like that tomatoey, sweet kind of flavor. And we're just going to stir that around. And there you have it. You can serve this by itself. It's a really healthy meal, really filling. Also, you can serve it with some pasta or rice if you want, or some bread. And it keeps really well in the fridge for a few days. So, you know, you can make a big pot of it and keep it for a while, have a meal every night. So, hope you enjoy.